ServSafe Exam Study Guide. How does most contamination of food happen? When people cause the contamination. What is the most important way to prevent a foodborne illness from viruses? Practice good personal hygiene. What information must a master cleaning schedule contain? What should be cleaned, when, by whom, and how? When reheating turkey chili for hot holding, what is the minimum temperature that the chili must reach? 165 for 15 seconds. To prevent the deliberate contamination of food, a manager should know whom to contact that suspicious activity. What step must managers take after creating a master cleaning schedule and training staff to use it? Monitor the cleaning program. Ready-to-eat TCS food must be date-marked if it will be stored for longer than 24 hours. What is the most important way to prevent a foodborne illness from bacteria? Control time and temperature. How high must legs be on table-mounted equipment? At least 4 inches, 10 centimeters. Sewage is backing up from a floor drain in a prep area. What is the first thing that should be done? Determine if there is a significant risk to food. When preparing to wash dishes in a 3-compartment sink, what is the first task? Clean and sanitize the sinks and drain boards. What food safety features are the most important to look for when selecting flooring, wall, and ceiling materials? Smooth and durable. A food handler drops the end of a hose into a mop bucket and turns the water on to fill it. What has the food handler done wrong? Created a cross-connection. Food must be cooled from 135 of to ___ within 2 hours. 70 of. Soup that is being hot held on a buffet should be labeled with the name of the food. When should a food handler with a sore throat and fever be excluded from the operation? Customers served are primarily a high-risk population. What is a cross-connection? Physical link between sources of safe and dirty water. Which probe should be used to check the temperature of a pork roast? Penetration. What factor is most important when choosing an approved food supplier? It has been inspected and complies with local, state, and federal laws. When checking the internal temperature of food, where should the thermometer be inserted? In the thickest part of the food. As part of hand washing, food handlers must scrub their hands and arms with soap for at least 10 seconds. What is a foodborne illness outbreak? When 2 or more people report the same illness from eating the same food. What is manager's responsibility to actively control risk factors for foodborne illnesses called? Active managerial control. Food for off-site service should be labeled with reheating and service instructions and a.n. use by date and time. A food handler has been holding chicken salad for sandwiches in a cold well for 5 hours. When she checks the temperature of the chicken salad, it is 54 degrees Fahrenheit 12 degrees Celsius. What must the food handler do? Discard the chicken salad. Which piece of equipment does not meet the appropriate standards for contact with food? Water glass with a CSA star mark. What is the best way to protect food from deliberate tampering? Make it as difficult as possible for someone to tamper with it. To prevent the deliberate contamination of food, a manager should know who is in the facility, monitor the security of products, keep food defense information accessible, and know whom to contact about suspicious activity. A handwashing station should have running water supplied at a temperature of at least 85 degrees Fahrenheit 29 degrees Celsius. How long must shelf stock tags or labels be kept on file? 90 days after the last shellfish was removed from the container. The water provided to a handwashing sink must be drinkable water only. How should the temperature of a shipment of sour cream be taken when it arrives at an operation? Remove the lid of a container and put the thermometer stem into the sour cream.